Yesterday we talked about adding and subtracting with monomials and polynomials. Today we're going to talk about multiplying. And so up here on the board is what we're going to start with. And so notice here I've got a monomial, negative 3x squared, and I'm going to multiply that by a what do we call that? Trinomial. So how you do that is you're going to distribute to all three terms. So we're going to start by multiplying negative 3 and 7. And you get negative 21. And then we're going to multiply x squared and x squared, which gives me x to the fourth. Now I'm going to multiply negative 3 and negative 1. And I get positive 3. X squared and x. X cubed. Then I'm going to multiply negative 3 and positive 4. Negative 12. X squared and nothing is x squared. And there you go. Okay, pretty straightforward. Now, obviously, they're not all going to be that easy, but that's kind of where we're starting. So what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and do this fairly quick. You might not even need to write the problem down. You might be able to just look at the problem and go directly to the answer.
Add the exponent or multiply?
Yes.
Oh my God. Oh, I got it. All right.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and have the answer written on the board. So go ahead and check to see if you have the correct answer. Oh, shoot. I thought I missed one just like that now. Oh, there now. There you go. So there you go. You're seeing the answers right now? Good. So you should have negative 18d to the 7th plus 12d to the 6th plus 6d to the 4th minus 54d cubed. Okay, pretty straightforward. So let's go ahead and look at the following. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and combine those with an addition problem. So we're going to go ahead and distribute that 2p to each of these. And then I'm going to distribute a negative 5 to each of these. So let's start with the 2p. When I distribute the 2p to the negative 4p squared, I get
Negative 8p cubed.
negative 8p cubed. 2p times 5p. 10p to the second. Negative 5 times 2. Negative 10p squared, and then negative 5 times 20. Biggest mistake people make here is they don't view that as a negative 5. Okay, so make sure that you remember that negative sign. So now the last step is going to be to add like terms. If you notice here, I've got a 10p squared, negative 10p squared. So those are gone. And so my answer is negative 8p cubed minus 100. Okay, biggest thing, make sure that you distribute that negative sign with the 5. Let's go ahead and look at another one. Okay, so I want you to go ahead and try this for me. 3 times 5x squared plus 2x minus 4 minus x times 7x squared plus 2x minus 3. Oh, you can be following the steps and see if you ended up with. Okay, so your final answer is negative 7x cubed plus 13x squared plus 9x minus 12. Okay. All right, biggest thing, try not to do too many steps all at once. So we're going to go ahead and look at another problem. Ooh. Let's look at that one now. Notice that one has two variables. So let's start by distributing the 15t. So first of all, we're going to break this down, go step by step. So 15 by 10, what is that going to be? 150. Then I have a t times t to the 5th. T to the 6th. And notice I already have a y cubed. So now once again, 15 times 5. 75. T times t. T squared, and I also have a y squared. All right, now I'm going to distribute the negative 2y. So negative 2 times 1. Y times y.
Y squared.
And then I already have a t squared. Next one, negative 2 times 4. Negative 8, and then y times y squared, which will be y cubed. So now I'm looking for like terms. Now like terms mean you have the exact same variables. So first of all, do I have another 150 t to the 6th y cubed? No. So that is going to be the first part of my answer. Next, I'm looking at the next term, t squared y squared. Do I have a t squared y squared?
Yes.
Yeah, I have a 75 here and a negative 2 here, which is 73. And then last but not least, I have my minus 8y cubed. Okay. So, anyway, yes?
I think the y cubed.
Because that was y here times y squared. So if you have y times y squared, that's y cubed, y to the 3rd power.
Yeah, you said.
Oh, I put that, oh, I'm sorry. That's what you were wondering. I was like, oh, I just wrote it wrong. Sorry. I was thinking y cubed here and I wrote it wrong there. Yes?
So 75 c squared and y squared would still be the same as negative 2 y squared?
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Ooh. Ooh. Let's look at this one. This one's an equation. So anyway, first thing, let's start by distributing. Okay. So if I distribute, what do I get first?
2x squared plus 8x
2x squared plus 8x
plus 7.
plus 7. On the right here, I have x plus 8. Now I'm going to distribute the 2x, so I get 2x squared plus 2x plus 12. Okay, first things first. I've got to simplify that right side a little bit. It's kind of a mess. So I'm going to leave the left side alone. I'm not going to do anything to that yet. On the right side, I notice I have a 2x squared, so I'm going to write that down. Next, I'm looking for like terms. So I have an x and a 2x, which is a
3x.
I have an 8 and a 12, which is 20. Now, what do you notice about each side?
And have the same amount.
They each have, yeah, they have some like terms. They each have a 2x squared, right? So the beautiful thing about that is they're gone. And that should help because we don't know how to solve something with an x squared yet. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get the x's on one side. So I end up getting 5x plus 7 equals 20. What do you do now? Subtract 7. So when I subtract 7, I get 5x to equal 13. What do you do now? Divide by 5. So I get x to equal 13 fifths. Yes, you can get fractions. And we've got one more of those we're going to look at, and then we're going to call it a day. Yeah.
What do you have to, like, 7 down to 15? What do you do to write down here?
Yes. Yes. Okay, let's go ahead and look at this one. Okay, so somebody needs to come up and do the first step for me. I don't care who does it. Here you go. You want to go ahead? So go ahead, write the first step up there on the board. Yep, go ahead and do it. Okay. You're fine. Go ahead. There you go. Yep, equals. Okay, I need somebody to come up and do the next step for me. I don't care who. Go ahead and just come grab it. No, he's fine. I can see it. Yep, go ahead. Okay. Oh, just a second, just a second. Oh, there you go. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna need somebody to come up and do the next step when play gets done. So the first step you distributed. The next step you got like terms together on the left side. Now what we're actually doing is we're solving for D. Okay, I need somebody to finish out for me. Okay, so D equals 8. Good job. So biggest thing, you need to just make sure that you follow through the steps. Any questions? Your assignment for tomorrow, 18 through 40, the evens, page 475. Okay, 18 through 40, the evens.